let's talk about some recent purchases for the month. We recently purchased this fantastic new house for a Sydney-based client, and the client's already, they own a property actually on the East Coast, but they're diversifying their property portfolio. And the goal that they've got here is they wanted to basically create more options for their retirement. So this is where we came in to assist them. Now, this is a huge, and the first photo I wanted to show was the built-in ensuite for the master bedroom. I rarely see en-suites that have a bathtub plus a double shower head plus 2 sinks. It's quite impressive. It's actually quite nice. This is a really nice new house. It's got a really beautiful outdoor area that's paved, little alfresco area. They've already got the sliding doors, and you've got the barbecue area there, which I think is really nice. We secured this off-market and undervaluation. So the distance to the CBD for this property is only 30 Ks. So it's 30 Ks northwest of Perth CBD, and the purchase price was $700,000. The rental estimate, conservative, about $700 per week, okay? Or a 5.6% rental yield. Why do we love this purchase? It's a new build. It was completed in 2020, okay? So it's 4 years old. Off market, we secured it below market too. We secured it, we believe, between $30,000 to $40,000 below market. If they took it to market, it would have easily sold $730,000, $750,000, something like that, okay? Top location, owner-occupier appeal, little to no maintenance, just a great buy. Oh, I didn't realize that was all going to come up. There we go. So everything I just said is all there. This was another off-market, and unfortunately, no real recent photos of the front of the property, so I know it doesn't look that fantastic, but I was able to find some better internal shots through CoreLogic's system. So it was built in 2017. The internals, they're large, they're modern, it's quite nice. Property's on a 375 square meter block, which I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's decent for this day and age, 375. Looking at the property itself, distance from the CBD, this particular property was about 30 kilometers northwest of Perth CBD, similar to the last one I just showed you, not in the exact same suburb. $560,000 rental estimate, $650 per week, or a 6% rental yield. And why do we love this purchase? Well, we secured this great property off market with a leaseback agreement at market value to the current owner, low maintenance, above average rental yield, and obviously owner-occupier appeal. Really happy with it. So now let's go to Melbourne. So we bought this house on a massive 881 square meter block for an expat buyer looking to move back to Australia. And his plan is either a significant renovation or knockdown. And as I spoke more to the buyer's agent today to try to get more information, it seems like they're doing a significant renovation. So the home was originally built in the 1980s. It's very livable, and the seller expects to rent it out for a few years before actually returning back from overseas. There's so much potential here, and I'm really excited to see what the seller's going to do. Now, I've got a bit to read here because I've learned a lot today, just in regards to depreciation and tax and a few other bits and pieces. You can actually see in the bottom right-hand corner there, just below me, the estimate, okay? So we actually ended up getting this property for 1.175 million, and the estimate's closer to 1.23. So we were very happy with it, and we lost a similar property at $1.25 million. And they were just going to knock it down. It was not livable at all. So we were persistent, we were patient, and it was a deceased estate. There were, I think, like 3 brothers or something like that we were trying to deal with, and one of them didn't want to sell. Like it was a bit difficult. But the buyer's agent was just kept going, coming back. Are you sure? What can we do? Just kept working with the real estate agent. Making the real estate agent's job easier is one of the biggest benefits that real estate agents see to working with a buyer's agent. So it was just really good because we don't get emotional. We understand the laws. We understand how clients can be. So it just works. We bought this for the features, okay? Elevation, views, exposed beams, block size, etc. Now, for this property, the building and pest report showed issues, okay? Which delighted us because we knew what our clients' intentions actually were. And what I didn't know, but luckily for me, I'm surrounded by superstars and people that have been doing this for a very long time. And in every single capital city, the laws are obviously different. The state, the tax laws to a certain extent, depending on the lease agreements, etc. They're all kind of different. And my team there came back to me and said, did you know that there's a big difference between capital improvement, which is renovation, or repairs? So a typical renovation is claiming a small percentage of depreciation over a 40-year period, but a repair can be fully claimed within 1 financial year. So the big difference here is that the building and pest inspection came back saying there's leaks in the bathroom. There were some issues with the electrical. You need a new circuit breaker. There were just issues in certain things. The air conditioning is no longer compliant or up to code, etc. So because the building and pest inspection said that, we were able to renovate these under the guise of a repair. So my client is going to spend probably around $70,000. I believe they're doing the bathroom, they're painting, they're doing carpets. I also know they're ripping up the carpets. So when they paint, they're getting it cheaper because they're just getting someone in to actually spray paint the entire interior of the house, which is great because they don't have to put drop sheets down or anything. So it's cheaper, it's easier, and it's faster. And what they're doing is they're doing paint, bathroom, carpet, electrical, air conditioning, and a few other bits and pieces. Anything that isn't compliant or up to code can be classified as a repair, and all up, the client's going to get an instant around $70,000 tax write-off for the next financial year. Instant. And I was also informed that if the client does intend to Airbnb the property instead of do a full normal lease period, the furniture, which he's going to use when he moves back into his house, the furniture is going to be tax deductible as well. So this was just a really good buy and just education for me. I learned something new every single day, and this was just really great. And shout out to Ben, my buyer's agent, who bought this specific one in Melbourne. Just an absolute legend. This house was only 15 years old and sitting on a decent block of 525 square meters. It's a corner block too, next to schools, shops. And we got this off market due to our relationship with the agent. There's a nice picture of the kitchen and the breakfast bench here. I know I got a recent satellite image and it looks like they're having a house party with heaps of cars there. I think there was some renovations going on or something happening next door, which was these two, but then you did have these three for the house. But I zoomed out because whenever I see lots of cars on a block, I freak out for a second, think who's living there exactly. But when you zoom out and look at all the other properties, that's not happening. It's just this house, and these people are leaving because we're getting brand new tenants in, and the property inside looks fantastic. So we're really, really happy. So distance to CBD, about 30 kilometers north of Brisbane CBD. We bought this for $820,000. $620 per week is average what we're probably going to get a rental yield, which is about 3.9%. And why do we love this purchase? It was a young house. It was on a decent block. It's close to shops, amenities, with owner-occupier appeal. It just ticked all the boxes. And this is the last one I'm going to show you before I go. This was a great purchase by our Sydney team. My man Joe bought this, and we had a client who was looking to purchase a home. This was very much a lifestyle-based choice, and the client wanted a property which allowed them to continue practicing various hobbies close to specific amenities. It was definitely an emotional purchase. Owner-occupier purchases typically are more emotional, whereas investor purchases are much more logic-based. So we found this beautifully renovated 2-bedroom in a classic 1960s red brick unit block in Sydney's inner west suburbs. And the owner had done an impressive job completing a top-to-bottom transformation of this unit. Bedrooms, bathrooms, new vanities, lighting, kitchen, built-in wardrobes, all brand new. Really, really beautiful. And to me, this is kind of the perfect blend, because the adage is often that I get from people is that, they don't build them like they used to. The old school stuff's much better, stronger. There's no gymnasiums, pools, elevators, etc. And that's exactly right. The problem, though, is typically inside, they're from the 1960s. And the internals are ugly. It just doesn't work, right? Doesn't make sense. But because the layout is typically quite large, you're getting a really good property. So distance from the CBD, 8 kilometers. It is, I think, 600 meters. Yeah, 600 meters to the train station and major shops. Like I said, it's old school versus modern. So old school, large floor plan in a low density block with modern internals, great location, 600 meters from the train station and major shops. 1.150, and we really tried to negotiate hard on this, but they just weren't letting it go. They knew what they had, okay? They knew what they had. $700 per week, give or take, at around 5.5% rental yield, but we're not going to get that because the client's going to live in it because he loves it.